What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have some really big Valorant news coming from Morello. He is one of the lead or head gameplay designers for Valorant. He does a lot of stuff behind the scenes, works on champion balance, map design, all kinds of different stuff. So he really knows what he's talking about. He's like one of the biggest people over at Riot Games as far as like gameplay and stuff. And he was actually streaming talking about the potential future changes to Viper coming very, very soon. He talks about multiple different buffs that they are going to be coming out soon. So yeah, we got this little clip to play real quick, and then we can kind of break it down as we go.
Tell you about one of the buffs. There's three. Well, there's more than three, but
I think that's pretty crazy. First of all, that he says there's more than 3 buffs coming to Viper. She has been pretty much the lowest win rate champion or lowest win rate agent for most of the life of the game. In beta, she was pretty bad. Since the full game's come out, she's been pretty bad. But man, more than 3 buffs to come out in a single agent, that seems pretty crazy. Maybe they'll push her into like actually viable, playable, or maybe even overpowered even, because that's just a lot of stuff to be happening to one agent at one time.
There's a few coming out. One of the buffs I'll tell you is about our ultimate. We're not reworking the ultimate. I'm going to tune. We have a lot of tuning to do. I've said this before. I think it's very good if we do this. The time you can stay out of it is going to be tripled.
I think that's pretty crazy because, yeah, while it does seem like right now you can only hop out of her ultimate for small amounts of time, you have to pretty much be hopping in and out, and they pretty much always know where you are because you don't have a ton of time to reposition or reset up or dodge just utility or whatever. Tripling it seems pretty big, and that could get pretty crazy. Just allowing her to just create new angles, hide in new corners, hide in new places, just confuse the team whether inside or outside your ult. I think that actually could make the ult very, very strong. I think that is an interesting buff.
Before it drops, so you can play way wider around it. You can go outside of that ultimate for a really long time, and that's not the only thing, but we think it's a really important thing because how much we realized we underestimated how potent the utility that you can throw into that thing is. Like Sova darts, Sova arrows, raise everything are so potent in that thing that it makes it a liability. I want to see the day where everybody throws their thing in the smoke and Viper's just hanging out back and you just wasted all of your utility. And now you're going to have to engage in those mind games.
So I think that's pretty interesting. A pretty interesting clip there coming from Morello, again, talking about numerous Viper buffs coming very, very soon. Again, I'm going to be really interesting to see everything that comes out because I think right now her utility is pretty underwhelming. It's not the easiest to use. It's kind of difficult to set up. Her ultimate is really, really interesting. I think it's a really cool ultimate. I think it's a really cool idea. So I think it is exciting that they're saying they're not reworking it. But it's also something that's very, very hard to use correctly, hard to set up. I see, especially in lower elos, a lot of people just getting completely terrible uses out of it, not even finding times to use it ever. She has just been a hard, complicated, bad agent for a while, and I know that they've been looking at different Viper buffs, but it's cool to finally hear some of that stuff coming to fruition, and just knowing that we have some more stuff to be looking at in the future, because I hope we can get to it. Obviously, coming from League of Legends where they buff, nerf champions all the time, the game's constantly changing. What's OP one week is just completely terrible the next week, and they're constantly changing. You want to see the agents changing power levels. Just because Viper's been the worst doesn't mean she always has to be the worst, doesn't mean she can't be OP one day. And I think it just keeps the game refreshing and interesting if you have the agent just power levels changing all the time. So even if they do end up over buffing Viper, I wouldn't really have too much of a problem with that. But yeah, pretty much it was this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it, leave a comment down below. What do you think about these Viper buffs, or what changes would you make to the agent to just have her be a little bit stronger, a little bit more fun, whatever. Subscribe to update on the latest content. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one, but until then, peace.